This is the first lesson of function transformation. I am going to introduce vertical shift and horizontal shift. Vertical shift means shifting a function up and down. Horizontal shift means shifting a function to the left or to the right. Now, function transformation is not that easy to explain. You cannot really just learn function transformation on paper. So using pencil and paper is not going to work that well. What I suggest you to do now is go to Desmos, DESMOS, again, DESMOS, go to Desmos. You either look it up on Google, it's a graphing app. You can use that on Google, use that on your computer, or download that to your phone. It is completely free. And what else do I want you to do? When I introduce a function, just type it up on Desmos to see how the function shift up and down, left and right. Do not just do things on paper because that is not going to be effective. So do the work on Desmos. All right, so let's start with the basics. So we have vertical shift. So for vertical shift, I would like to use the first graph. So the first graph we have parabola. So the parabola, the red parabola, I have f of x equals to x squared, and then the vertex of the parabola is at 0, 0, as you can see on the picture. So now, what happened if I add 4 to the parabola? So if you plus 4 to the x squared, that means you will shift the parabola 4 units up. So it was 0, 0. Now it is 0, 4. So just type this on Desmos. You will see that the parabola, just keep the x squared. All right, just start a next line, type x squared plus 4, and then you will see the parabola immediately. And then after that, start another line, type x squared minus 4. Of course, you can copy and paste, change the plus 4 to minus 4, and then you can see the parabola will shift 4 units down from 0, 0 to 0, negative 4. So basically, every time you have a function, so if you add some numbers to it, that will just shift the function up. So if you add c numbers to it, so right here, this is a summary. So when you add a c to it, that will just shift the function c units up. Subtract c, that will just shift the function c units down. You can change that to a 14, to a negative 20, or to change to whatever numbers you like. Don't just take the plus 4 and minus 4 for my notes. Do this on Desmos. You can pause the video, change the numbers around, change to a plus 5, plus 6, plus 10, try minus 1, minus 2, minus 6.6, so on and so forth. Again, do all the works on Desmos. That is the most effective way to learn function transformation. And then here comes to the horizontal shift. Horizontal shift means shifting the function to the left or to the right. So I have a function still in red. We have x squared. The vertex is at 0, 0. So take a look at the purple function. Now I add 4 inside the parenthesis. I am putting numbers right next to x. Okay, and then I will square that number as well. So we have x plus 4. What happened when you add 4s and then square? When you put a plus 4 inside the parenthesis, that will shift the function 4 units to the left. So the plus 4 means 4 units to the left, and then the minus 4 means 4 units to the right. Once again, do all the works on Desmos. Don't just take my number, change the numbers around. Change the numbers to a plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7, plus 8, and also try minus 3, minus 2, minus 5, minus 9, so on and so forth. You have to do this by yourself and then see how the parabola shift left and right. Okay, so in a summary, when you add a c right next to x, that will shift c units to the left. When you subtract c right next to x, that will just shift the units. That will just shift the function c units to the right. What is the difference between up and down, left and right? I will say the up and down is completely outside. It's whatever you have right now, you add something to it. So you have something right in front of you. So let's say you have a bowl of rice, and then you add something to it. Okay, but what about the f of x plus c? X plus c, I will just consider this as like internal modification. So you have a machine, you open up the shell and then do some modification inside. So when I teach this function transformation stuff in the past, I will just say add a c, add or subtract c outside of the intervals. for up and down inside the interval, or say right next to x for left and right. All right, time to do some examples. So the first one, we have square root of x. So I will just do a square root of x. Square root of x looks like this, right? So square root of x looks like that. What happened when you add 5 to it? So when you add 5 to it, so let me match the color for you. When you add 5 to it, that will just shift the starting point 5 units up from 0, 5, and then if you subtract 2, that will just shift this down to 0, negative 2. So 0, negative 2, it looks like that. And then how about plus 6? So for plus 6, you will go 6 units to the left, right here, negative 6. You have something like that, because when x is equals to negative 6, y is equals to 0, and then minus 1, you shift 1 unit to the right there. When x is equals to 1, y is equals to 0. So that's it for the left, right, up, and down. Once again, change this number, okay? Try to do the graph on decimals to make sure you understand, right? This is the very first lesson. So in the next lesson, I will introduce reflection in the x-axis and then reflection in the y-axis. All right, I will meet you there.